Hello, my name is Lucian Friel, and I am an educational specialist for VCU's Rehabilitation Research and Training Center. In this video, we are going to discuss video resumes. We will talk about the structure, style, planning, and editing of video resumes for individuals using customized employment services, and we will discuss overcoming potential barriers. For starters, what is a video resume? Well, it's just as it sounds. It's a resume that is presented to employers using video. It is a unique and effective way to present an individual's skills, experience, and introduce them to a potential employer prior to their first face-to-face meeting. Video resumes can be a great way to showcase an individual's skills in a particular area. It's one thing to tell an employer that an individual can do something, but it may be more effective if you can show them, and that's where the video resume comes into play. So let's begin with the structure of a video resume. You'll start with an introduction, continue with highlighting the person's skills, and follow with some experience examples. You can include interviews with friends and family or previous employers and coworkers who can discuss their experiences with the individual seeking employment. You should always wrap up your video resume with a summary. This should be a quick review of the individual's skills and why the person would be a great employee. Regardless of the order of how you present this information, your video resume should have a sequence that makes the video flow smoothly. Sequence of a video has a lot to do with the style of a video. There are a lot of things to consider when thinking about the style of your video. What types of shots will you get? Will they be close-ups, long-angle shots? And what will the focus of the shot be? You should use a variety of these shot techniques to keep the video flowing, and in some cases, to emphasize a skill that you are trying to highlight. The main thing to remember is that your video should be in focus. A blurry video, or a sudden blur, can be very distracting or take away from the professional feel of your video. Another consideration for the style of your video is during the editing process. Effects and transitions can be useful tools in making your video resume flow the way you intended it to. But remember, an effect should only be used if it adds value to the video and the message you are trying to convey. The same principle goes for adding background music to your video. You should only add background music if it adds to the video. Maybe there are a lot of quiet scenes that need something added to them. Just make sure that you use royalty-free music, which can be found in most editing software, and that it fits the theme and feel of your video. For transition effects, you should try to keep them consistent. In other words, pick a transition effect and use the same transition throughout the video. Try and stay away from transition effects that can be distracting, like this one. Instead, keep it simple. A transition effect should only be used as a way to make sure that the video is not choppy or jumps from scene to scene abruptly. Another thing to consider is the background of your video. Where will you shoot these scenes? Consider the individual's employment themes and select places that are representative of those themes. For example, if the individual wants to do administrative work, film the video in an office. Use community settings that are typical for anyone rather than filming in programs for individuals with disabilities. And thinking about the setting of your video is a big part of the planning process. Before you begin filming your video resume, you will want to have some things planned out to ensure that the filming process goes as smoothly as possible. Some questions you should ask yourself prior to filming include: what are the individual skills that you would want to showcase? What are the person's employment themes? What skills are needed for the job the individual wants? And what qualities is the employer looking for in an employee? It will help to write down the answers to these questions prior to the creation of the video resume. This way, you can be sure that you highlight the individual's skills and interest. It will also help to create a shot list of all the shots that you want to include in the video resume. You can even include the angle that you want to get the shot. It is important to remember during filming that it is better to have too much video than not enough. Although the finished product of the individual's video resume will only be between a minute and a minute and a half, the more video you have to choose from, the better your final product will be. Once you have all your video filmed, it's time to put it all together during the editing process. There are many editing apps and software to choose from. Here is a list of some of the free software options out there. All of these apps and software have free versions that you can download. And although the free versions don't have all the capabilities that the paid versions do, you can still put together quality videos. You can even edit your video using a smartphone. For most of the apps and software listed previously, you can use tutorials on YouTube to help you learn how to use the software and to perfect your video editing skills. Whether you have experience in video filming and editing or you are a beginner, you should practice planning, filming, and editing a video resume prior to putting one together for the individual. Try putting together a video resume for a friend, family member, or a coworker. Your agency may even want to designate one employment specialist to produce these video resumes. You may have some barriers in creating your video resume that you should think about prior to filming. Think about the individual's communication skills. If an individual is unable to communicate verbally or is uncomfortable communicating their skills and experiences, you can use clips of them performing the task you want to show the employer. You can communicate their skills and experience using text or your own voice narration. Not every individual has the same skills or abilities, so the video resumes will need to be tailor-made to each job seeker. There is no cut and paste template for a video resume. It should showcase the best skills and qualities that make the individual an asset to an employer. It is your chance to create something that will help them stand out to a potential employer. But also, it's something that will show the employer that the individual can work, and just as well as anyone else.